before we get into covalent compounds, and if it keeps locking up, we'll just stop. I'll stop recording. Let me remind you very briefly about the overall idea behind balancing ionic compounds. Okay, the overall idea behind balancing ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are made of combinations of metals or positive polyatomic ions, one or the other of these, bonded with one or the other of these nonmetals or negative polyatomic ions. So metals might be bonded with nonmetals, or metals might be bonded with negative polyatomic anions or ions. Positive polyatomic ions might be bonded with nonmetals, or positive polyatomic ions might be bonded with negative polyatomic ions. Any of those would make an ionic compound. And basically we have learned now how to balance, to write those, to write the names and to balance the compound formulas. Polyatomic ions. Now, so that's how you put together an ionic compound. For the most part, covalent compounds are almost always made of only nonmetals. Slowing down. You're welcome. Made of only nonmetals. To name covalent compounds, you need to know these prefixes. Now, for those of you who are talking while I'm talking and while I'm writing, you know the best way to get this stuff solidly, or one of the best ways, is to pay attention while the teacher's talking about things. And it also helps to think about what you're writing, not just write and talk about the weekend or something, or how the Gamecocks did. Go Gamecocks! But you know what's. But think about what you're writing about. Okay, that's really important. The Gamecocks just dominated Georgia. That's right. Did you watch the game? Yes. It It was awesome. Okay, here are the prefixes.
Did you have fun?
Watching the game? Sure.
Crazy when they scored a touchdown?
Nope. So this is where you need to be paying attention and think about what you're writing. DI is the prefix for two. Yes.
No, he don't care though. It don't matter.
Season talking about they're undefeated.
Yes.
6-1.
I don't want to go on though.
6-1.
I knew that was going to be doing that.
So CO2 is carbon dioxide. Prefix di, meaning two oxygens. PCl3 is phosphorus, trichloride. Tri meaning three chlorines. You put a prefix in front of anything in a covalent formula. Okay? F2S is difluorine sulfide. Di meaning two. AS2 I3
What's that
trichloride. AS2 I3 diarsenic triiodide.
What's wrong? So
Okay, so name these three compounds. Dinitrogen pentaoxide. Okay? Now listen, please. Whenever you have, and this is something new, listen to me carefully. Whenever you have a prefix that ends in A, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, these right here starting with 4. When you have a prefix ending in A, and the root word starts with a vowel, I want you to drop the A. You don't do that for the di and tri. You only do that with those prefixes that start in A. So instead of dinitrogen pentaoxide, it's preferred that you say pentoxide. Okay? Right. You're right, so I'm telling you now. I didn't grade it, so what's the big deal? Okay. All right. Rebecca, name this one, please. Carbon tetrachloride.
What happened to the A in this one?
Because there's no vowel here. You only drop that A when there's a vowel in the beginning of that root word, okay? And actually, there is a reason why I didn't tell you in the beginning, because I feed you too much information at one time. It's too much. It's overload. So I wait and then show you, okay? All right. Let's see. India, name this, please. Phosphorus pentachloride. Okay.